that is, again, I'm very pediatrics centered. That is even more pressure on the pediatrician
Hmm.
because remember, people have kids are 25-year-olds,
Hmm.
the 25 to 35-year-old. So they're digitally native already.
Hmm.
And they expect to be able to get an appointment through text. My father's 84, soon to be 85. He'd rather call and have the conversation with the front desk attendant, right? And I rather just be able to get it through an email. But the pediatrician faces that pressure sooner because the person that brings your patient in is younger and,
Hmm.
it's always younger. They're always 25 to 35. And, we age, but they don't. The parents are younger people because that's when you have kids.
Yeah.
Uh,
And Herb, I think, you know, if I'm a pediatrician listening to this, I'm like, okay, how do I do that? Right? What's the plan? Right? So, I mean, I think one of the ways to think about this is we've got to take the time out of our busy schedules, right? Mike and I do this to strategize and to plan on the business and like understand, okay, where is it that we want to go, right? What is it that we want to accomplish? How are we forecasting this? Where are our growth levers? Which ones are we going to pull? How do we market that? So, one of the ways to potentially think about this from a pediatrician's perspective is what's my digital strategy? Let me map out all of my digital touch points that exist today or that should exist that don't exist. How does a patient get a hold of me via phone? How do they get a hold of me, via email, via text message? How do I interact with them digitally? What's my website footprint? What's my social media footprint? What's my digital strategy, right? And then put a plan in action. And it's not something that needs to, you don't have to boil the ocean, and you can start small and you can go step by step and say, okay, you know what? I'm going to tackle this quarter. I'm going to tackle, my text messaging strategy, right? And what is that going to look like? And the following quarter, I'm going to tackle my, fill in the blank, my, social media strategy, et cetera. But it's like purposeful, thoughtful, intentional, planning and strategy building that I think, can definitely help practices today, especially pediatricians whose patients or particularly the parents of those patients are expecting this digital first, as you mentioned, experience.